Welcome back to Sweet Home Minnesota. We're here with Craig Nestor.
Hi.
Hi. His Minnesota Home Rescue Team provides foreclosure defense strategies to Minnesota homeowners who are struggling or behind on their mortgage. Craig, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I work with the guys on the show and some of the members on their team, and it's a very, very talented group, so I thought it would be fun. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. These are hard times for families. Tell us about the people you work with.
Well, these are hard times. The last few years, our economy has been very unforgiving, and if you're struggling with making your mortgage payment or you're behind on your mortgage payments, it's why we're here. It's why our company was created. You know, the truth of it is over 2,000 notice of foreclosures a month go out in Minnesota. And these are really good people and nice families that are losing their home.
Wow, I didn't know it was that many.
Well, it is, and you guys are aware of this because we're doing this every day. The frustrating part is these people would do anything to be able to dig themselves out. But the traditional methods that we've been able to use for the last 100 years, sell your home, make a profit, downsize, that option's no longer available to us. In fact, in most cases, the family's upside down and can't sell their home. Incomes have been dramatically cut, and we're up against a recessionary job market, so making more money is difficult. And as Alec pointed out, we have no access to credit. No. And it's very difficult to get a loan. You can't borrow against the equity in your home. So families end up paying 2005 prices with $2010, and it just doesn't work. So we have all these interrelated disturbances that create this perfect storm where the individual family is left isolated, unprotected, and facing financial ruin.
Obviously, this is a very traumatic event for the entire family. How do you help them?
Well, it is traumatic, and you know, my clients come to me and say, Craig, take my exact situation. Walk me through a loan modification, a short sale. What actually happens at the sheriff's sale? What is the foreclosure process? What are the timelines I'm up against? Does bankruptcy help? How do I get my family through this with as little damage as possible? What's real? What's not? What can the government do? What's free? What costs money? What are the real world chances I can save my home? And then heaven forbid if that doesn't work, then what?
Craig, what's happening with all of these government programs that you hear about?
Well, we've been instructed to call our lenders and to work with local government. And unfortunately, it seems these federal programs don't really work in favor of the average person just trying to keep a roof over the head. The modification process is very complicated. It can be extremely frustrating. It has to be almost tailor-made for there to be a benefit. And the first thing you have to do is you have to get your lender's attention. And those of you who have tried have figured it out. It feels like they'd almost rather take your home back than to take your phone call. Depending on the source, you have less than a 1 in 10 chance of a successful loan modification. The truth is the United States federal government does not seem to be able to do much about this massive wave of foreclosures that is swamping this nation.
Has the government done enough?
Well, this is not about who you voted for, and we talk about this from time to time. I don't know if you can blame the current administration. The Obama plan, but we'd like to. I mean, the Obama plan was about giving incentives to the lenders to work with people. Incentives don't seem to work, and here's why I say that. The lenders seem to do a pretty good job with our $800 billion bailout, building infrastructure, systems, policy and procedure, bringing on high-powered law firms to foreclose on your house. They don't seem to bring that same level of commitment of helping families stay in their home.
Craig, some people say that foreclosure is what happens when you just don't pay your bills. Did they, you know?
Yeah, they've signed the agreement, and we hear that from time to time.
Sure.
You know, Scott and I work on radio, and we hear that complaint from people that aren't in this spot. Look, if you took out a loan and paid it off, or you have 2 jobs and you're making your payments on time, really good for you. Not everyone is having that experience. Some people got placed in mortgages that are not in that person's best interest, and some people end up paying, you know, more than they promised or more than they thought because of significant hidden costs and loopholes. It's just not the same for everybody.
So, Craig, what kind of advice would you have for someone who may be worried about their home or is, you know, looking for some answers?
Well, first of all, the government is not your enemy, and the government is not your savior. They're not going to come and help you out in this one. In most cases, there's a Fortune 100 company who has hired a high-powered law firm to take your home. If you don't take action, the outcome is certain. Each family must step up on its own. The cavalry's not coming. But I will tell you this, one family with courage is the majority. And guys, we know on the street level, when we take, the national numbers are the national numbers. But when we just isolate on one family at the street level, we're winning.
Craig, when you talk about taking the first step, and obviously they've got a ton of lawyers on their side to take their home, you work with a group that has lawyers and, well, just experts in all areas, real estate agents, lawyers, that gets on your family side, correct?
Well, yeah, that's kind of it. Well, the thing I would say first is contact the show.
Yeah.
I mean, email us. I mean, on this show, we have access to residential and commercial real estate experts, mortgage experts, some cutting-edge legal strategies. I mean, we're going to leave no stone unturned, and really, we want to be the one house they don't get.
That's right.
We have a lot of people that call in, they email us, we talk to them, we sit at their kitchen table with them, and they talk about their frustration with the loan modification process.
Yeah.
What are my options? How do I get out from underneath this? Should I cash in my 401k to get myself through the next year of payments until hopefully things are better? What do we do to them?
Yeah, these are dangerous times. I mean, people are stealing from their retirement to get through their present. And this is one of the biggest problems with Minnesotans. They continually do the right thing, thinking that if we do the right thing long enough, something good will happen. Unfortunately, that's delusional.
Well, it is, and it is very hard, and we are at the kitchen table on the front, and we all come from a thought process. You pay your bills, and especially your mortgage, regardless. But there is a point, and this is what you help with, there is a point where a family reaches a spot of insolvency, whether it's going to happen in the next 6 months, or whether it's going to happen in the next 18 months, or whether it's going to happen in the next 3 years. The home is not going up in value, and if they're burying themselves on a monthly basis, you at least point out the situation they're in so that they don't they don't take loans from their parents and take loans from anyone.
They don't know what to do, and at least they have a place now where they can come to, and we can get on a grease board and scratch out some options.
That's right.
Look, maybe we can save the home, and maybe we should downsize with a plan. Both of those have cost. I mean, you are either going to fight to stay in your house, or you are going to have to leave your house, and those have costs too. So let's look through those. And that's, I think, the biggest issue is everybody has an opinion. But you have to play that opinion all the way through the scenario where you either, one, are being able to comfortably afford a house payment, or you are found a soft landing somewhere else.
Well, and what I like about it, Craig, is you're on the family side. The government and the banks have enough on their side, and that's what your company does.
Yeah, we will leave no stone unturned to really to help a family.
Yep.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Huge thanks to Craig and all of our panel members from today. Again, you've been watching Sweet Home Minnesota. We'll see you next time.